We're right there in the game.
We have head coach Dan Quinn right at the podium right now.
Ready to rock? All right, everybody, we'll begin. Some things I told the team for the last 7 weeks. Really, we've lived in the complementary football, and that would be the turnover margin. And we didn't create any opportunities for us and lost 4 and 28 points off of those 4 turnovers. That was big. We knew that was going to be a big part of this game. Both of us were +6 heading into today in the postseason, and for us, our season had ended 1 game short. When I told the players, I really wanted them to savor this time in the locker room with their teammates. The locker room's never the same year to year, and they've really created something like very unique here and very special. And so for Josh and AP and every person that rolled with us, like an amazing time together. So I just wanted them to recognize the brotherhood they created together and recognize that. We'll have plenty of time to talk about missed opportunities and that wasn't for tonight with them. So we'll get started with you guys.
Coach, you had that first long drive, and then they get a field goal, then they come right back, right away, score pretty quick. How much did that kind of set you back in terms of trying to get some momentum back and going from that point forward?
For sure. Like we've been living and owning the ball and working, so I thought we were aggressive on our, 4th down ops to go for it. And then once it got, out of whack at the end, I don't know what the numbers would say at the end, but I thought we had to be bold, we had to be aggressive to take our shots against their offense, so they weren't into that space as well. I was pleased after the first long touchdown run in terms of how the guys performed in the run game, but for sure, playing from behind and catch up is always tougher.
Just your thoughts on Jayden, obviously the biggest stage for him. What do you think of his performance?
Yeah, it just doesn't seem like there's going to be one that's too big, Ben, honestly. He's got rare competitiveness that makes him unique in a lot of ways. I love inside, how he can stay into this space, in the toughest environments. It hurt him to come out at the end. He wanted to stay in. I said, nah, that's my call. But that's the competitor, honestly. He's just, kind of wired in that way.
When you get all those turnovers in a row in a game like this, just how much do you feel like just kind of playing from behind the whole game just makes it?
Yes, and the only way to get into the plus, you got to create some too. And so we'll give, Philadelphia credit. I didn't, they caused them. It wasn't, fumbled snap or, something that was, reckless in that way. They caused them. And so I'd be remiss if I didn't point out to, that's a good job by Fangio and their crew of creating the ball. And like we said, we knew both teams were at +6 after 2 games. So it was something we talked about a lot, to winning the turnover margin in this game. And so over 7 weeks, we've been, pretty complimentary in that spot. And this was our first time not doing that.
How do you balance with really good season, good run, all that, but an ending like this, how do you balance it going forward with these players, and how do you weigh all of it together?
Yeah, probably too early for me yet. I wasn't there. What I can say that no locker room's the same year to year, and so I wanted to make sure they spent that time together because they've created something that's very cool here, John, and it's going to pay off for years to come. But every person had a role in that.
Dan, based on how you guys have finished games, you guys pulled to 34-23 on a touchdown run, and your defense forces the punt. Did it seem like everything was turning your way?
Yes. Yeah, we kind of talked at the half. This is going to be grimy. We're going to fight back into it. But that's the life that we've kind of lived this season. So we were comfortable in those tight spots. And so we thought, okay, it's about to turn. It's about to turn. And so but then, they got their, I think, a takeaway during that next one. Yeah, but I felt the shift happen.
The sequence with Frankie at the goal line with all those offsides, have you seen anything like that before? What was just a matter of him trying to time the snap?
Yes, and so you can't have 2 consecutive. And so just, at that spot where you're looking, they're moving the ball and going, but when you're that close, you got to go, what we would say, take a shot. And so that's what we do.
Sequence right before halftime where they score.
Yes.
Fumble, score again. Obviously, that was a tough change of momentum there.
Yeah, because we had talked, hey, we're going to use the timeout, see if we can go. Loved our aggressiveness to go get to the field goal, but no, that's right. Certainly want to look at it and see, Ben, like even if those happen, we got to allow those to become field goals and not into the touchdowns.
And we know next year's team will be different.
Yes.
Will be different. But what do you hope carries over in terms of process, in terms of culture and everything that's been?
Yeah, a lot. And when you start off something, you don't tack it on at the end of the season, whether that's culture or standards or they're closely related. And this team has created that. And so how do you take it from one space and notch it up and level it up again? But there will be a lot of standards of the way we go through things, of practice and, preparing, of all that. So there's a lot to take away from it. There's playoff experience. There's a lot. I'm not there yet to have the reflection time.
You said it might be too soon to take solace and how far ahead of schedule maybe you guys are, but can you speak to just how valuable this run is for the guys that are going to be here trying to do this again in the future and
Yes.
getting to play in 3 of these games?
Yes, and there's a lot, man. It's like, you'd like to do this at home. They're hard to get to. And so each of the moments, what I want to take from that is this team wasn't one that looked ahead. They had enough discipline to stay in it for the wild card game. In the divisional week, they weren't thinking down the road. And that was the same thing this week. It was just this game against Philadelphia. And that takes discipline to, when the outside world, hey, you're 2 wins away or this. And so, yep, it's Philadelphia. And so this was not a case of that. I want to make sure I'm super clear on that. So that is something to take away. Can you be disciplined enough to stay in the moment of the game? And we did a good job on that during the season as well, where we just felt like we were never out of the fight. And those are important things to have.
Takes 3 more. It's an extra man up situation. Obviously, we have to lose Sam last week on the offensive line, Duran. This one, what do you kind of think of how you guys did for that?
I'll have a better assessment for that tomorrow. I had a lot of confidence in what we would do and how we would play, but I'll have a better assessment for you and do it tomorrow.
Can you comment on just how special this run was for this team, beginning way back with that win against the Bears, and how the steps you guys took to get here, and this team and the young team, and young quarterback, and everything that was said against you guys, and just talk about that, how special this run was?
It's amazing because of their connection as teammates. And really, Bobby Wagner, and he was at the very front of this. We had lost 3 in a row heading into, I believe it was our Tennessee game. And as we won some of these close games, not only did they get better on the field, but we got better off the field. Our mindset, our attitude to go finish, those were things that, because we went through the difficult battles as a first-year team that's still growing, I couldn't have been more pleased to see us play in this many close games. That's a good thing. And that's where you learn and you grow and you get your ass kicked some, and you have to learn the lessons that are meant for you in those times. And the team has. And so there'll be some lessons to take from tonight, too.
Last one, got time for one more?
On that, yeah, in terms of learning lessons, sorry about that. Just how they, you guys have fought through adversity.
Yes.
It seemed like there were some pockets with adversity, got you guys out of character a little bit.
Can you repeat the first part?
It seemed like there were some pockets where some of the adversity, I think the late hit call on Mikey.
Yes.
Guys out of character.
Yeah.
Is that when you talk about learning lessons?
Yeah, we want to find out all of those, and if there's ones to apply, for sure. And when you're in that space, you want to, okay, all there was the next series is kind of what we talked about. All there was the next one. And if you felt like you've been wronged, and why did I, like a foul goes the other way, the thing should go yours, like there's no control over that. You're not going to change the call, with the referee. Being upset or pissed off about it into the next play isn't going to like, hey, you know what, they did make a mistake. Why don't we, use your argument? So it sucks. Sometimes, you end up on the wrong side of it and you fight your way back. And I do love that there's a lot of guys here, honestly, that are like just down to get down when those happen, and they really want to fight together. So it was, like I said, tonight it's hard. It's a competitor's life. But not having a chance to play the way that we want to, and like I said, please give Philadelphia credit for those didn't happen just because we laid the ball on the ground. That they forced those takeaways. So the lessons will be there for us. It hurts tonight. It stings, as it should. And I'm certain we'll learn some from them. All right, thanks, everybody. Safe trip back.
So really nice.
And Logan, great to hear from you, but we are going to send it to the podium for our quarterback, Jayden Daniels.
Jalen, it seemed like you guys are there, most of that game, mistakes at key times. How was it to overcome those mistakes and fumbles and turnovers?
Yeah, I mean, turnovers play a huge factor into the game, especially playing a good team like Philly. You know, you can't get those guys extra possessions.
When you look at this team, what that during the day they overcome, you guys took beginnings from that Bears game and everything you guys have been through. Even though this is a painful one, obviously for you, but just can you talk about what this team takes, what you take from this journey?
Yeah, obviously, man, it sucks, man. It just sucks. Excuse my language. But just I couldn't be prouder of the guys in the locker room. You know, just year one, everybody not really knowing each other. Rookies, the vets did a tremendous job of, you know, bringing us in and helping us out. And, you know, we all just meshed, and, you know, we got to this point. But at the end of the day, man, you know, we lost. It sucks. But we'll move on from this.
How confident were you guys throughout the contest? Because it was up and down for the most part. You see that you guys never lost that confidence at the contest?
Nah, we believe that we belonged here. You know, we kudos to Philly and what they did. A hell of a team, and good luck to them.
What was Quinn's message to you guys?
Man, just savor this moment with the people in the locker room. You know, every year, every locker room is different. So you know, we earned the right to be here, but you know, at the end of the day, man, it just sucks.
Jim, I know the locker room is tough right now, but is there a sense of motivation with you or your teammates that might be back next year?
For sure. I don't want to have a feeling like this again, but you know, you got to deal with it, and you know, move on from it.
Jake, did you learn anything about yourself this season?
I couldn't even tell you right now. I have to think about that.
You've been through so many big games, collegiate and here and now as well. How much did that help you throughout this process in terms of seeing what they presented at you and what they do at you and overcoming those kind of things?
Yeah, I mean, it was just another game for me. That's how I treat it. That's how I treat every game. You know, you got to go out there and earn it. You got to prove it. And, you know, tonight we didn't earn it.
Couple more.
What was the post-game locker room like with Bobby and Terry and the other veterans kind of going around and consoling guys?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's tough. You know, I'm obviously taking this loss pretty hard, but you know, having those guys around and you know, be able to just uplift other individuals in the locker room, man, I appreciate them a lot.
It may be difficult to think about the future now, I understand that, but what do you think is transferable from what you guys have done this season in 1 year? You know guys are going to be here going forward?
Man, just the culture at DQ and Adam said here. You know, we know the standard. And, you know, locker room next year, you know, we're obviously going to have guys that, new guys come in and stuff like that. So, you know, we gotta teach them the standard and, you know, uphold it to that.
All right, appreciate it.
Appreciate y'all.